Welcome back to Listen Up's look into miracles. We've been inspired to investigate miracles because of the phenomenon of a new Canadian saint, Brother Andre. Just what lessons are to be learned when hoping for a miracle? All this pomp and ceremony is indicative of just how seriously the Catholic Church regards its saints, those who set a good example of what it means to follow Christ. It's a gathering to honor a man who prayed for miracles. His was a form of prayer known as intercession, in which one person carries the burden of another. In the Catholic faith, the intercession of saints can work miracles. Still, it's ironic that the man being honored in Montreal's Olympic Stadium, now proclaimed Saint Andre, never would have expected all this fuss.
It's a very ordinary story. This is not a great lofty theologian of the United Kingdom, such as Cardinal Newman. This is not a doctor of the church. This is not some mystic. This is a very ordinary, humble person who obviously transcended the boundaries and the divisions of religious belief, and he's somebody of the people.
Father Thomas Rosica says Brother Andre's strength was rooted in the fact that he was an ordinary man just trying to figure out how to live life in service to God.
He was illiterate, he was poor, he was sick, he was little. All of those things that don't constitute a star in today's culture. And it's those very points of weakness that became the entrees to God. By being illiterate, he taught the language of love to people, of kindness and of goodness. By being so poor and simple, he taught even the richest people that they will get nowhere if they don't depend on God in their lives.
Role model. We need role models.
Monsignor Fred Dolan believes God has a plan for every life, and having a good example to look up to can help us as we strive to be all that God wants us to be.
In a busy life like ours, we can lose sight of the goal, ultimately, and we can end up running around and rushing around and just thinking about the here and now. Whereas when we think of the saints, and we take a look at them and say, that's right, I've got to be like that. I have to be faithful to God's plan for me, whatever it be.
But it's the common folk who really drive the message home. Human beings need heroes. And while sports figures, music icons, and movie stars might cause us to long after their lives of glamour, miracle-working saints are spiritual heroes who cause us to long after holiness.
Oui, exactement. Le frère André, c'est un modèle à suivre. On est dans une société, peut-être qu'on a perdu quelques valeurs. Donc, le frère André, c'est quelqu'un qui est à l'écoute des gens, qui avait une très grande foi. Donc, pour moi, c'est un exemple à suivre, à devenir, être peut-être plus proche des gens qui sont dans la misère. Donc, c'est dans cette optique-là de me rapprocher de lui puis de suivre son cheminement.
Quebec's culture today may be one that has largely rejected the authority of the church. But politicians are quick to point out its role models can still inspire.
And they see through the life of Frère André the underdog, the person who fought all odds and who has done great things.
He was a simple man with a dream, and he achieved his dreams. And that is always an attractive story, but there is more to it than that, I believe. To truly achieve dreams like Frère André dreamed, dreams that go beyond one's own life and one's own lifetime. One must have not only dreams, but one must have faith, and a powerful faith in things eternal, things beyond oneself.
It's the kind of inspiration that this Canadian cardinal hopes catches on.
All those who take care of sufferings in the world, all those who take care of its inherence. There's a lot of people who are engaged in the name of their faiths and the love of our neighbors. And I think for Quebec, we need more and more women and men like Brother André.
We have to realize that each one of us will receive a mission from God, whatever it be. We don't have to be a doorkeeper. But what we do have to do is we have to listen to to what His plan is for us, and then go for it with great generosity. Saint Andre can show us what real love is, because everyone is looking for love and happiness. And it's very important to find out in what it really and truly consists. And people will discover that love does not consist in somehow making for ourselves our own happiness according to our design, but rather going the other direction and seeking to do God's will and to serve people. So as soon as people stop and realize, I have to give of myself instead of waiting to receive, it'll have a big impact.
The greatest thing of Brother Andre, il est un de chez nous. He's one from among us. He lived among us, and he did so much good. And we need to continue his work and his legacy, that we really become holy and close to God by welcoming people into our lives, by praying, by being close to God, by smiling, by offering a kind word, by going beyond our own selfish tendencies at times and welcoming other people. And that's the mystery of Brother Andre. And it's also the proper understanding of humility that he offered us in his life.
When we come back, accountant Brian Cadero tells us why he needed faith to add to the numbers in his family.
God showed me clearly that this was something I couldn't do by myself.